Hannibal's Elephant Girl. Book 2. Voyage to Iberia. Written by Charley Brindley. Narrated by Katrina Leffler. Published by TekTime. Chapter 1. Tintin, Ban-Sunia, and I slipped through the darkness, keeping low. I glanced up at the mainsail. It was slack, lifeless, its broad red stripe running down like fresh blood on sand. I turned back to look at Obolus. He stood in the center of the deck, his head down, with the last curl of his trunk resting on the layer of dirt covering the rough pine boards. He would sleep until hunger woke him. Pale moonlight spilled over his body like liquid silver flowing over a towering gray mountain. Tintin stopped me with a hand on my wrist. "You hear that one?" she whispered. I nodded. A low murmur came from the ship's bow. She motioned and I followed, both of us crouching below the row of shields lining the rail of the ship. The moon gave us a little light as we made our way forward. So late at night, who could it be? As we neared the bow, a few words floated back to us, with one voice. The priest, taking the ransom. I tripped over a coiled rope and fell. My knee hit the deck, hard. Tintin's hand was over my mouth in an instant, keeping me from crying out. I rubbed my knee as we stared wide-eyed toward the front of the ship. The voice stopped. My heart galloped, as if Tyranniu himself had gone wild inside my chest. I pulled Tintin's hand away and gulped air, fearing all the while they would hear my pounding heart. Who are they, and what are they talking about? Our ship lay perfectly still in the dead black waters of the Middle Sea. Nothing moved anywhere. We were so far from shore we couldn't see land in any direction. Other than my ragged breathing, not a sound could be heard. Even the rigging that seemed always to creak and moan lay silent. But not so Agamemnon, who spoke fiercely to him and sent him roughly away. Tintin looked at me, grinning. The words had begun again. It was a man's husky voice, talking to someone, but apparently taking no notice of us. I whispered a silent thanks to our great Queen Alyssa, long ago passed away, but still watching over us. I heard soft footfalls on the opposite side of the ship, coming forward. I gripped Tintin's hand and nodded that way. She pulled me to the mast, and we ducked behind it, pressing ourselves flat against the polished wood. The mast was thicker than my body and made from the trunk of a single fir tree. The voice of the bow stopped. Then we heard the newcomer. Lord Hannibal. Yes, Captain Zipan. Tintin whispered to me. Is Hannibal? And the captain too, I said. Shall we set the slaves to work with the oars, sir? The captain asked. I eased up on my tiptoes to see Hannibal look out over the flat sea. After a moment, he glanced up at the crescent moon. It is well past midnight and near to dawn, Hannibal said, turning back to the captain. Let the slaves rest. If there is no wind with the sunrise, then we shall set them to work. The captain did not answer, only slapped a hand to his chest in confirmation of Hannibal's order. Captain Zipan hurried back down the companionway leading below decks. Captain, Hannibal raised his voice. The captain stopped, turning back to Hannibal. If the water boy is awake, send him to me. The captain saluted as before and continued toward the hatch. I looked at Tintin Ban-Sunia and saw the smile on her face. I rolled my eyes to the sky. Yes, we both knew who would next appear on the deck. Tintin, always the braver of the two of us, took my hand to lead me forward. Soon we knelt, only a few heartbeats away from Hannibal. Old man, Hannibal said, let me not find you tarrying about our ships, nor yet coming hereafter. Your scepter of the god and your... We could see Hannibal clearly now, standing before his table in the moonlight. He wore his red tunic with the fine double stitching. Upon the table sat a small olive oil lamp.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?